Stop! Don't go! I feel like I'm losing a lot of you, but I have finally reached the end of the list. It is not an infinite list, it is just 70 terms that I am going to define and give you the Spanish translation for. So today, stick around because I'll be doing terms 52 through 59 in this list of 70 terms in this MRI questionnaire.
Tune in as Interpret Your World's co-founder, Juan Prieto, talks about the highlights of his workday as a professional medical video remote interpreter. If you are aspiring to learn something new and gain insight into what the world of medical interpretation is really like, then you've come to the right place. Follow along as Juan talks not only about his success, but the daily challenges he has to overcome to become a better interpreter each and every day. This is Unwind Sessions with Juan Prieto.
So hello guys, today is Monday, September 27, 2021, and good morning Alejandro. We have an awesome day ahead of us. Time to get into the success mindset, right? So let's get it. Yeah. Okay, and today I took a total of 32 sessions, 5 of which were just audio sessions. They were nice. There was one that was probably like about a half an hour, always good. Most of the rest of them, what is that? 27, I'm sorry, were audio sessions. There are no lengthy audio sessions today, no audio sessions that went over an hour. So everything was good, maybe even half an hour, I can probably say that, right? It was 32, so yeah, they were not that long. All right, and there are no highlights today, but I have to tell you that we are doing those vocabulary practice videos on TikTok, Kawaii, Instagram Reels, and we post to Facebook Reels and Facebook Shorts, YouTube Shorts, of course. And we are getting a lot of love from TikTok. Kawaii as well is growing well. Not that much love in Instagram or Facebook, but we are getting a lot of love as well in YouTube Shorts, so that's going great, guys. And that's a great easy way to just look at the videos and just click on any random video that says medical or just general vocabulary, and there you go, instant practice, right? Can't be any easier than that. Of course, in the future, we're gonna try to make it so that it's easier, so that you know what you're gonna practice, right? Maybe cardiology terms and stuff like that. That way you can get the most practice from those videos, right? But right now the thing is just getting vocabulary there. All right, so expect much improvement on that in the future. All right, and another thing that I have to remind you is that MIP 21 is still accepting comments. We have 45 likes. That means we still have 55 more likes to go, more than half. And why am I asking you to comment on that video? Because once that video reaches to 100 likes, we're gonna pick 2 comments at random. We're gonna send the people that made those 2 comments exclusive links to MIP 22, so that way they can record their interpretations, send them over to us, and we can provide them with some lovely feedback. All right, I'm almost done with this commercial. One last, 2 more things. This is one more thing. Remember that we have a Patreon page where with as little as $1 of your support, you help to motivate us to create much more content, and we give you access to everything on that page, all of the medical videos, ad-free, scripts, answer sheets, vocabulary list, and much more content. And everything we post there, we post first before we ever post to any other platform, except for Unwinds, right? It didn't have so good of a didn't have a good life there, let's just say. And this is the last thing. If you have 2 years of experience in medical interpretation, you live in the United States, Mexico, or Costa Rica and want to form part of an awesome BRI on OPI team, then this is your chance. Go ahead and send us an email, interpretyourworld@gmail.com, and we'll give you all of that information so you can have yourself a really good job in the coming months. Hopefully I can get some of you guys there. And okay, that seems like all of my commercials are up. So I already told you there were no highlights, so just to the goodies, but I lied. There is one thing from Friday's video. I left you hanging, and Rosa Brewer, thank you very much. Yes, I was thinking of leukemia. That is what I was thinking of, and I couldn't remember, and I said lupus. And I looked it up, and it turns out that a hematologist does treat both leukemia and lupus. It is not the only doctor that can treat them, but he is one of the doctors that is definitely gonna see a patient with either leukemia or lupus, because as you know, lupus is cancer in the lymph nodes, right? And leukemia is cancer of the blood and the bone marrow. Not so sure about the blood, but definitely bone marrow, and I think of the blood as well. So yeah, thank you, Rosa Brewer, for reminding me. I almost forgot. And I am reading all of your comments, and they're a little bit now, but I'm just very overwhelmed right now. I have a lot of anxiety, and I just discovered that this is what I feel. I thought it was like my body system telling me what I thought it was. I work on a priority system, right? There's things that have a very high priority, and my brain just goes automatically to those things and just does them. Well, it turns out it's called anxiety. I didn't know it, right? So right now at my 33 years of age, I am discovering that what I thought was my driver and motivation is actually just anxiety. So it turns out I'm an anxious person, and I have, not diagnosed though, that's just me talking. I have not been to a doctor telling me that I have anxiety, but I'm pretty sure that's it, because it fits everything, and I do feel anxious. But it's nice. I like feeling that, because if I don't have that, then I don't do anything, and it's not out of control, unless it gets out of control. Like you guys have seen me out of control. Well, you haven't seen me out of control, but I've told you about it, and that's only happened a little bit. But now I know. So if you know, I know how to keep it in check now, right? I know if it's anxiety, I just gotta relax, do like meditation. I'm on the bottom. I don't know what I said. I'm sorry. All right, so let's get started, right? I'm already blabbering too much. So this is gonna be MRI Questionnaire Part 7. And for number 52, I have to give you guys a very long explanation, and remember that I still owe you guys a shunt video. Well, this talks about shunt, and when I was looking for this definition, I found some very good information on shunt. So I got two materials to pick from, or both of them, right, to give you some really good schooling in shunts and learn myself as well, since I am not very acquainted with the subject, let's say. All right, so 52, it says Sophie adjustable and programmable pressure valve. Now in Spanish that would be válvula de presión ajustable y programable Sophie. Now Sophie is the brand name of this type of valve. So if it's the brand name, you gotta keep it light, like Kleenex. Remember, we talked about the brand names. Well, how are you gonna translate them, right? Kleenex is Kleenex all over the globe. I had that thing. So I said, well, okay, that's what it's asking for in the MRI questionnaire. But what is this, right? What is this? What is like the generic name for it, not the brand name? I don't want to call it a Kleenex, right? I want to call it a tissue paper. So what is it? And this is what it is. It's a... Oh, and I didn't write the English. Oh yeah, no I did. Here it is. It's a disposable valve for... I forgot the word. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Oh, where is it? There we go. Okay, here it is. This, yes, disposable valve for cerebrospinal fluid drainage, and in Spanish it would be válvula desechable de drenaje de líquido cerebro oh, I can't see that word. Cefalorraquídeo. Cefalorraquídeo. Oh, what is it? I'm sorry, guys. Let me start all over again. Here we go. Válvula desechable de. Man, this is hard. I'm sorry. Okay. Here we go. One more time. Válvula desechable de drenaje de líquido cefalorraquídeo. It's just that I can't read what I'm reading here, and then I have to make sure that it shows up good for you guys, and then I gotta read over there. So yeah, it gets a little bit difficult. And look, I've already taken half of my space. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I had it correctly for you guys, because of course, what good of a video for MRI things, for MRI vocabulary words, if I just left you with Kleenex, right? I wouldn't feel good in my mind, and I feel that I would have done a disservice, and I would never publish that. Come on. So I had to do it. And cefalorraquídeo, I always forget that, and I call it encefalorraquídeo. I'm pretty sure they are the same, right? Cefalorraquídeo and encefalorraquídeo. Let's look it up in Lingui really quick. Encefalorraquídeo or I'm sure it's the same thing. Encefalorraquídeo. There we go. Encefalorraquídeo. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. So then it is cefalorraquídeo. Encefalorraquídeo. Encefalospinal. So yes, that is correct. And that's what I use because my mind just automatically goes to that, and I can't find it on Lingui, but I did find a definition. So it says the dictionary, and no, I'm sorry guys. Yes, no, it's cefalorraquídeo. So encefalorraquídeo, I think it's because I learned that word encefalo, you know, the means head, because I have a friend who's a physical therapist, so it always goes to encefalorraquídeo for some reason, but now I know I have to remember that it's cefalorraquídeo. And I haven't even given you the definition for that. I'm sorry. I just got too into it. And I haven't been sleeping well. Like, my brain's not, I know it's not an excuse, but it's tough. So the most common treatment for hydrocephalus is the surgical placement of a medical device called a shunt. A shunt, in its simplest form, is a flexible tube catheter which is placed into the area of the brain where cerebrospinal fluid CSF is produced. This area of the brain is known as the lateral ventricles. The tubing is then passed under the skin to another region of the body, most of the abdominal cavity or heart, diverting the excess CSF away from the brain where it can be absorbed naturally by the body. By draining the extra fluid to another location in the body, it is relieving pressure on the brain. All right, so that is a shunt, okay? A cerebral, what was it? Cerebrospinal shunt? No. What's it called of this shunt? And I am not very familiar with shunts. Like I know that shunt that goes from the brain, what they just described right now, you know, that goes from the brain to the stomach, and I forgot what it was called. I'm pretty sure it's no, I can't find it. So I'm pretty sure it's a cerebrospinal shunt, So a shunt has three parts. It has a catheter, and actually right here, right? It doesn't go up here. It has, I'm pretty sure it goes like somewhere right here. So it goes from here, the catheter, and then it goes down, and then it has a valve. That valve is what is going to shut off the drain, or is going to open it to drain the fluid, right? And the other catheter that goes into the stomach or somewhere into the cavity. Okay, so now we know what a shunt is. Now this is what an adjustable programmable valve is. And I mean, I felt like I needed to give you that whole definition. That way you can understand it better. So an adjustable programmable valve regulates the ICP based on a pressure setting, like the fixed pressure valve. But the setting can be adjusted by a doctor using an external adjustment tool applied outside the body. If there needs to be a change in how much CSF is draining, this allows your healthcare professional to non-invasively change or program the valve setting during an office visit. The number of variable settings depend on the valve model and manufacturer. All right. So what that means is that this is a valve. All right. This is a valve, and there are fixed pressure valves. That means that there's a set valve. Let's call it 50. All right. When the pressure up here is higher than 50, then that valve is going to open and it's going to drain, so that the pressure inside of here, and I should have seen the picture, I'm sorry, but I have a video where I will be explaining this in depth. All right, so in the future. So okay, and so it's 50, and that's a fix, right? So then let's say that a person 50 would be too much pressure for this person. If this person has 50 pressure of CSF, they're gonna have very bad headache and problems, right? So you don't want it to be 50, but all of the fixed valves have 50. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna pick a valve that is adjustable, right? So let's say instead of 50, the number for the pressure is going to be what, 45, right? So now when the pressure gets to 45 here, it drains and the person is going to be happy. So that is pretty much what a disposable valve for cerebrospinal fluid drainage is. All right, and this is an adjustable valve. All right. Number 53. Number 53 is a spinal fixation device. This is a dispositivo de fijación de la columna vertebral. And one quick thing, spine, I always used to think of spine and spina dorsal as interchangeable, but they are not correct. Because spine is like the bony part, you know. Spine is la columna vertebral, like the actual vertebrae, you know. That's the spine, you know, the whole thing. And the spinal cord is actually the espina vertebral. No, la espina vertebral. Spinal cord is the spina vertebral. So for a long time I was using that wrong, until somebody in the Patreon on the vocabulary list, they found that and they pointed that out, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I've been using that wrong all this time. So thank you for that. I don't remember who it was, but thank you for that. You really saved me, and now I don't look like a fool speaking to all of this people here in YouTube, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. So spine, columna vertebral, spinal cord, espina vertebral. Yes. Espina vertebral, right? I'm just looking that up real quick. Spinal cord, médula espinal, médula espinal. Yes, médula espinal. There should be another word for it, right? Medular. All right, whatever. So let me give you the definition for that one. And the definition for that one means a spinal fixation device stabilizes an area of the posterior spine while allowing for significant range of motion and limiting the compression of the affected vertebrae. The device consists of two or more arms lateral connected by one or more telescopic assembles vertical. All right, so I know what it is. I had an idea of what it was, but I had to actually look it up to get an image of it and actually describe it to you guys. So this is something that goes in the spine, so it's just for the spine. It's just like some screws and some rods that they go in like this in a pear shape, right? Because one needs to go on each side of your spine, so your spine's right here, so they go like that. And then, like, for example, it could be like as many screws that they need, and then they put a bar on it to fix it, and they fix it in place, allowing it to heal or for the person to not be in pain, or move it out of that fixed state, right? That it could be bad for the person. So they are like rods and on pins, but they have a very, very specific purpose, like spinal fixation. Okay, and number 54. All right, number 54 is spinal fusion, and in Spanish is fusión espinal. And what is spinal fusion? Spinal fusion is surgery to permanently connect two or more vertebrae in your spine, eliminating motion between them. Spinal fusion involves techniques designed to mimic the normal healing process of broken bones. During spinal fusion, your surgeon places bones or bone-like material within the space between two spinal vertebrae. Metal plates, screws, and rods may be used to hold the vertebrae together so they can heal into one solid unit. So this is a procedure that we have separate separate vertebrae, right? And then they move like this, right? I don't know, how should I represent it better? Like this. And then they move like that, right? So if you bend forward, it bends forward. If you bend back, it bends back, right? But in spinal fusion, there's something wrong with that, and what they need to do is they need to fuse them together. So these two vertebrae are no longer two, they are going to be acting just as one. So there's gonna be fixed, like that whole, those two vertebrae are going to move like one. So why do they do this? Well, they do this, like, for example, if there is like a fracture of the vertebrae, right? And the only way to get that to work well would be to fuse it, right? And they do this to, well, just to be able to make a person live a more comfortable life. And they also, you know what? I'm not happy with espina dorsal, I'm sorry. And I said espina vertebral. It's not espina dorsal. So yes. Espina dorsal. So yes, definitely the espina dorsal is the vertebrae. Espina dorsal. Espina dorsal. Oh, sorry guys. I am just trying to figure this out. And I'm not gonna be happy until I figure it out. So here we go. So I'm looking this up. Espina dorsal. Backbone, spine. Yes, I'm sorry. So, okay. Espina dorsal is spine. And I wrote it again. Columna vertebral, espina dorsal, espina vertebral. So spina vertebral is also spine, and so then yes, medulla espinal. So yes, definitely that solves it. Medulla espinal is definitely the spinal cord. All right. Okay, now we can get back to the video. All right, and number 55 is a halo vest. Here it is. And this is an órtesis tipo halo. And I had to show you guys something, but I forgot what. Oh yes, I remember now. Órtesis, that is one of the words that I don't remember. So I have my little cheat sheet here. You're not gonna be able to see it because of the light, but the word is here. And that is a word that I keep on my little sticky note cheat sheet because I always forget. Orthotics. So it's an órtesis. And what this is, a halo vest is a brace that is used to immobilize and protect the cervical spine and neck after surgery or accident. The halo ring that surrounds the head and is attached by pins to the outer portion of the skull. However, some halos are pinless, but they are only used in certain situations. The vest is usually lined with sheep skin and worn on the torso. Rods known as uprights are connected to the vest and extend up to the halo. There will be screwdrivers taped to the uprights. These are left on all times because they will be needed in the event of an emergency. So, what is a halo vest? And I'm pretty sure if a person has a halo vest and they go in to get an MRI, they're gonna tell them no, because I mean it's a very notorious device. Like you can see it, like it like holds like a halo, you know, a halo ring for angels and stuff. Well, it holds the head together right here, and then it mounts right here, so that way your head is always up right. So if a person has been in an accident or something, and it could really cause them a lot of pain, like to move their head down, and they needs to be like completely fixed. So they put like this fixture here, this halo vest, and that way it'll protect the wearer, right? Because they need to have their head up, right? And well, the only way to keep them like that is to put that halo vest on, right? And I've seen halo vests in movies, but I've never seen one in real life. What I have seen in real life is a vest for this girl that she was in a car crash, and then they put like this plastic piece of plastic, like really hard plastic, on the front and then on the back, and then it was like, if you look at a halo vest, it looks similar, but except it didn't have like the head things, and it was like all up here. She looked very weird though, and then as soon as you saw her, you like corrected your posture, because she was like forced into a correct posture, so it automatically made me fix my posture. All right, so number 56. 56 is spinal cord stimulator, and here it is, estimulador de la médula espinal. So I already had it. I didn't even have to look for it, right? I'm telling you, not sleeping well is really taking a toll on my everything. I hope I can get back to some good sleeping soon. All right, so in spinal cord stimulation, or SCS, mild electrical currents applied to the spinal cord through small medical devices modulate pain signals, and at some settings replace the pain sensation with a mild tingling known as paraesthesia. Spinal cord stimulation involves placing a series of electrical contacts in the epidural space in the spine near the region that supplies nerves to the painful area. The procedure is a minimally invasive ambulatory surgical technique. Usually a patient will try a temporary externalized SCS system, and if pain is reduced by at least 50%, the patient returns to receive an implanted system. All right, so remember the other stimulators, biostimulators, and all of that stuff, how they were machines that would produce electricity to try and stimulate some sort of growth, either bones or certain cells or stuff like that. Well, this is the same, but except this is for pain. So it sends electrical currents to the spinal cord so that the user can feel less pain, or at least if they can't get rid of the pain, they can just give them a tingling sensation but no pain. So I mean, hey, if I am in a lot of pain and you tell me you're gonna chalk my spinal cord and that's gonna make the pain go away, be my guest, right? And that's awesome that we have all of this technology that we can get, right, to improve the lives of people. And that is just awesome. All right, and yes, all right, I still have 1, 2, 3 more words to go, and as you can see, I just ran out of space here. So I'm gonna there are quick words, so I'm just gonna be talking to you guys while I am doing it, and they are just 3 words. It's surgical clips, which is clip, quirúrgico, 57, 58, surgical staples, grapas quirúrgicas, and 59, last word, right? I am not taking that much of your time. Let's see, why is this not surgical mesh? All right, surgical mesh. This is malla quirúrgica. All right, I was able to do that pretty quickly. I didn't take the time. Okay, number 57 is surgical clips. In Spanish, clip quirúrgico, but this would be clips quirúrgicos, right? Because it's plural. So this is a device used to hold something or things together. For example, a surgical clip may be used to prevent a blood vessel from bleeding into the brain. Heard about that? And or in a vasectomy to pinch together the sides of the vas deferens. Now, the vas deferens is like the duct from the, if I'm not mistaken, is the duct from the prostate into the urethra that delivers the sperm into the urethra. So that's the vas deferens. No pee passes through there, only sperm. Right, so yeah, a clip is pretty much like a tweezer-like thing that doctors or surgeons actually use to clip things together, right? For example, they remove a gallbladder. What they will do is they will clip it before they actually cut it. Once it's clipped, and they will put like 2 clips. I actually seen those videos. They put like 2 clips on each end, and then they cut it, and then they cauterize it, or actually with the cutting is the cauterizing. So it all gets done there, and they leave those clips there. All right, and number 50, they leave the clips there so nothing will come out. That's like permanent. And same as an aneurysm clip, right? They leave the clip there so like the blood does not flow into the bad or the bulging part of the vein. Okay, now for 58, this is surgical staples, and this is grapas quirúrgicas. So surgical staples are specialized staples used in surgery in place of sutures to close skin wounds or connect or remove parts of the valves or lungs. The use of staples over sutures reduces the local inflammatory response width of the wound at time it takes to close. Whenever I've seen staples, I usually see them on the top of the head, and they just staple them together, right? because I would imagine like sewing it will create like an even bigger bulge, right? Something that you don't want on top of the head. So just stapling it. Have I seen staples used in any other surgery? If I have, I've probably forgotten. But for the most part, staples on the head. I can't remember if I've seen staples. I've seen surgical glue for C-sections. I don't know, staples, steri strips. So I've seen staples on the head. I'm pretty sure they can be used in every other place, right? I said I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me to that. Let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, those are surgical staples. Instead of sewing it up, they're gonna put staples. Easier, faster. I don't know if it hurts more. Okay. Number 59. So number 59 is surgical mesh or malla quirúrgica. So surgical mesh is a medical device that is used to provide additional support when repairing weakened or damaged tissue. The majority of surgical mesh devices currently available for use are made from man-made synthetic materials or animal tissue. So surgical mesh is like they're trying to well, let me tell you before I give you that definition. Like for example, whenever a hernia, right? So what is a hernia? A hernia means a hole in the abdominal wall or a hole somewhere, and there's something bulging out of that hole. It is usually the intestines, right? It's a hole and then it bulges out. So there's a hole in the abdominal wall. Now they repair it, they put the bulge back in, and one thing that they're gonna do to prevent that, since it's a weakened area of the abdomen, right? So there's a pretty high probability that that weakened area is probably gonna make another hernia, right? So what do? They put a mesh, a surgical mesh on the abdominal wall. That way it'll be reinforced and it will not be able to bulge out. Another thing that they use with mesh is I think for prolapses, to be able to like make sure that the placenta doesn't fall all the way down. Like they put some sort of surgical mesh to hold it together there. And I had a case once where the lady, they were going to do a surgery for a prolapse uterus, and the lady, they told her about the mesh and she didn't want the mesh because she said she had cancer, and the mesh gave cancer. So I remember that because I was looking at the definition and it had like a label there, like it was saying that to not use it for prolapses in vaginas because it caused cancer and all this stuff. I didn't read it, but I remember that case. So yeah, surgical mesh can be used to reinforce like walls of muscle. All right, so that is going to be pretty much it for me today. I've already been tired of this MRI things. I am very happy that I only have just 11 more words to go, right? 60 to 70. So I'll probably just do it all in one video. I don't care how long it takes. I just want to finish that. So that's going to be pretty much it for me today, guys. Please leave your questions in the comments and I will answer some of them in the next session. I'll be here every Monday through Friday. Rain, hail, sleet. No, rain, sleet, hail, snow. I'll get it someday. Why don't I write it down, right? So yeah, we reached the end of this. Much love to all of our Patreons. Much love to everyone that has bought us a coffee. Much love to all of our subscribers and to everyone watching, and you as well. Much love to you that are watching the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video and have not done so for much more content. And don't forget to share. Happy interpreting. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Unwind Sessions. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. And if you learned something new today, it'd be great if you left us a review. You can also visit us on patreon.com/interpretyourworld or visit our website, interpretyourworld.com. Unwind Sessions.
If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, share this video with other beginner interpreters or anyone who can benefit from this information. Thank you all so much for all the support you guys have given us. This means the world to us. Don't forget, we also have social media. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram and the one I love the most, TikTok. We just recently got a Buy Me a Coffee, and also, if you guys didn't already know, we do have a Patreon account. If you guys would like to support us a little more, we'd love to have you guys over there. And as always, I will be posting all the links to these pages down below in the description box. Thanks for watching!